I just want to take this moment to say I should have made this video around this type of subject matter months ago, but I didn't because I had faith in humanity. I know top 5 things I shouldn't be doing, but I did it anyway because, you know, when you're trying to heal from the trauma of losing to a bunch of people online in Pop Tropica, you want to be better for your older self. But this is one of them things that I'm going to struggle with forever because you just can't have faith in humanity. Months ago, when we were in the middle of dealing with the presidential election, there was a moment in time that kind of captivated a bunch of people. It was when Joe Biden called a bunch of Trump supporters garbage.
In my home state of Delaware, they're good, decent, honorable people. The only garbage I see floating out there is his supporters. His demonization of seen as unconscionable, and it's un-American.
And at the time, I didn't really care. Why? Because that's probably the tamest thing I heard throughout the entirety of 2024 in terms of people talking about other individuals and who they're going to support politically. Why? Because throughout the entire year, I heard a lot of dumb shit about how you're not black, you somehow hate women, you don't care about this, you want to be a communist, you want to be a fascist. It was a lot of insults being thrown back and forth by both political parties and both political parties like representatives and supporters, to the point where hearing somebody say that some other people are garbage really didn't hit as hard as one think it would. But for some reason, it got a lot of people who are Trump supporters upset. And my question at the time, and still to this day now, is why? Especially when you shouldn't really care, considering how you were still going to vote for Trump anyway, and because I've seen people in your camp say shit that's way worse than being called garbage.
Kamala Harris is the first Samoan Malaysian low IQ.
But bitch, the whole fucking party, a bunch of degenerates, lowlifes, true haters and lowlifes.
It's this weird game where people feel comfortable doing the thing, but mad when it happens to them, especially individuals who, at least in where we're talking about the topic of this video, are aligned with the group who likes to set rules but not follow the rules. Why do I bring that up? Because a woman by the name of Jasmine Crockett has been going viral recently for calling a fellow politician Hot Wheels.
Because we in these hot ass Texas streets, honey. Y'all know we got Governor Hot Wheels down there. Come on now. And the only thing hot about him is that he is a hot ass mess, honey. So,
and if you don't know, this man, Greg Abbott, is apparently either bound to a wheelchair or has to use a wheelchair from time to time because, you know, he's paralyzed. So he's going to have to be handicapped for a while. And calling somebody Hot Wheels, let's be real, is crazy, but also funny. Like, I'm not about to sit here and say I didn't laugh when I heard it because I have dark humor and I tend to find things like that funny. But other people didn't find it funny. And while I just said that people are very inconsistent in their talking about how they're offended by something, but they close their eyes or make an excuse for insults that are thrown by their political supporters, I find this interesting because you have people giving their opinions about Jasmine who are on the left, and they are not in full lockstep with her on this.
I hate to be the friend who's too woke right now, but I fear I must. Jasmine Crockett is currently under fire for calling Greg Abbott Hot Wheels because, you know, he's in a wheelchair type shit. Let me tell you why I don't agree with her joke. And to be honest, it's not even for the reason you might think. Is the joke ableist? Yes. Do I necessarily care that somebody was being ableist to somebody who is literally a bigot and is trying to strip away people's rights? Well, no. I think Jasmine specifically has taken her bleach, butch, blonde, built, whatever moment and is stretching it. And any chance she gets in front of a microphone, she is trying to have those sound bites. And I think at some point, it's really just performative. Dare I say. And I'm not trying to down on this black woman politician who is probably doing everything she can when she's working to make sure that we have our rights. But I'm always call a spade. And I know performativeness when I see it, sister, I do. Because what are you really doing? Other than egging on the bullshit that's going on with Congress. One thing I'm always going to say is I think that we don't need to be overly nice to these Republicans, right? I'm not sitting here trying to say we need to have respectability politics. I'm not saying that we need to, just be buddy-buddy with them and be like, oh, we're just going to turn the other cheek. We just need to be the bigger people. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is you getting on the podium and insulting things that they cannot help about themselves isn't doing anything. If you're going to insult them, if you're going to snap on them on the microphone, snap on them about some shit that they're actually doing that is actually affecting the community. Greg Abbott is stripping away rights. He's evil. You got so much shit to get on, but you want to get on his legs not working. Girl, don't nobody give a damn about that. You're acting like a reality TV star. And that is weird to me. Democrats do this a lot. Remember when AOC took that damn picture when she was pretending to have her hands behind her back looking at the cage all mysteriously sad? Girl, cut the bullshit and get to work. At some point, we got to have a real serious conversation about how Democrats really just be up there bullshitting. And again, this is not to say specifically Jasmine Crockett is not doing the work that she needs to do. That's not what I'm saying at all. What I'm saying is you're undermining your own work by doing the bullshit that you're doing. Because now whatever legislation y'all was trying to pass, whatever the fuck y'all was trying to do at that meeting is not being talked about. You know what's being talked about? You calling him Hot Wheels. Y'all are government officials. I don't care about what nobody talking about. I don't want my government officials to be celebrities. I don't want y'all to be a good time. I don't really give a damn about your personal life. You are here to serve the people. So serve the people and stop trying to be popular. Now, trust and believe, I understand that all the Republicans trying to come down on Jasmine right now are being very unserious and disingenuous. I understand that because for years we watched them enable the shit that Donald Trump would say about any and every goddamn body. Trust me, I know that. I don't want y'all to think that, again, I'm just engaging in dogpile. I'm just having an honest conversation about all these politicians. Y'all are all trying too goddamn hard to be cool. Why would you give them something? Why would you give them something? I'm just saying we got a long 4 years ahead of us, and I need y'all to tighten up.
Because, at least in my theory, you have all of these people, ever since Trump won, who are dedicated to finding ways to convince various Trump supporters, various conservatives, very undecided voters about why the Democratic Party is the side that you're supposed to connect with the most, especially come 2028. And what's so funny about that is for some people that I've seen, they don't really know how to fucking do that without demonizing a bunch of people. They will stare you dead in the face and say, there's got to be a change in the world. There's got to be something that we could do. There's got to be something to convince people, while saying that you're nothing but a racist. You're somebody who supports rights being taken away from individuals. You know, things that wouldn't get you to look at them and say, hey, I would love to hear what you have to say. And when you're on a side that tends to want to tone police everyone into thinking that if you breathe next to a black person and you just so happen to be white, you're someone who's infringing upon their right to live, it's a little bit concerning when you have someone in your camp referring to another individual in an ableist term, mind you, as Hot Wheels. You're disrespecting them being in a wheelchair. And I've seen the gimmick of, oh, well, why should we play fair when they don't play fair?
Jamila Bell's take on Jasmine Crockett's Hot Wheels joke is just a dookie ass take. And there's no other way for me to slice that. She got on here talking about how Jasmine Crockett, ever since she said the bleach blonde butch body to MGT, has been trying to have soundbite moments. Every time she get a mic, she up there cracking jokes, acting like a reality star, when she should be up there talking about something real and putting her ass to work. That's what Jamila said, not me. I don't feel like that. But guess what? You can do both. You can do both. It's called duality. I do it all the time. I text while I walk. I chew while I stand. I do it all the time. It's not that hard. On top of that, thoughts and takes like that is why we as progressive never can progress for a long period of time. It's always a back and forth motion. The pendulum always swings. Why? Because we can never follow suit and get on the wagon like the Republicans can. You ever wonder why they get so much done so fast? Because they have a cult following. They're just as bad as the fucking Barbs over there. Their leader can do no wrong, and they're going to follow suit, get in line, and get the job done. And sometimes you need that. But as Democrats, we're so educated per capita that we be up in this bitch free thinking and can never get in one line. Just do what they said sometimes. And that's what's the best thing for us right now. So you over here saying, call a spade, you don't have to call out every suit played in the game. Just follow the suit. Make sure your cards, you got the suit in your hand and you're not reneging. That's what we need to be doing right now. And y'all always want to do these respectability politics. Guess what? The judge didn't respect you to begin with, and he never will. So why play the game? That's the truth. That is the truth of the matter. They never respected you. And even if she did get up there talking about some real shit, so you say, who the fuck cares? You would be preaching to the choir and not to the congregation because they don't care. You ever had a conversation with a Republican? You'll lose some brain cells because they're either willfully ignorant or too dim to catch a clue and connect the dots on their own. And I don't have the time to connect the dots for you. If you don't see the shit, you'll just feel it later. They never cared. And a lot of them know what the hell's going on. That's what they want. So you getting up there talking about, she could have had a pivot table, she could have had graphs, she could have had statistics, she could have had expert come speak. It doesn't matter. We know what's going on. So why reiterate it to us? You're supposed to be changing minds, but guess what? This is not a swing voter situation. These people know what the hell's going on. They just want it like that. So let's crack a joke. Let's hee hee ha ha. Let's do our jobs and have some comedic relief. Because this shit's gonna burn to the ground anyway. So just get your ducks in a row.
The problem is I'm seeing this crab in the barrel mentality come from my motherfucking community because we're so quick to lift somebody up just to tear their asses down. You can't win for fucking losing with y'all crazy motherfuckers. And then y'all sit here and say, well, Kenny, you should run for Congress. Not me. Because y'all think that when somebody's a politician, all of a sudden that means they're inhuman any motherfucking more. Not me, bitch. Y'all are not going to mistreat some damn body and ask them to do something and then go back and say, well, you should have did this or you should have did that. And then every time we try to meet you where the fuck y'all at, y'all say, well, that didn't work, and I don't like that. Which one is it? Please make it make sense to me. I think the issue is Jasmine Crockett is a rising star. And some of y'all don't like how bright she's shining in this very moment. And a lot of it is just built up of internal jealousy or eternal misogynoir or anti-blackness. And y'all need to deal with that. Y'all need to go get motherfucking counseling because Jasmine Crockett ain't got shit to do with what the fuck's going on internally with you.
And I don't know why that's a topic because realistically, no one's been playing fair throughout these past number of decades because while these motherfuckers sit lavish in suits, we, the common people, are struggling with our daily lives. And you know, it's this funny game of people trying really hard to convince the common man who's just watching it from afar and seeing all this shit and saying, we don't do this, they do it. No, we don't do this, they do it. And it's ridiculous because both sides do this insult shit and they try to act like they're the victims when they end up being insulted. And I wish more people would just focus on like the politics of the matter, but because politics are in and of itself boring as fuck, people gotta drum it up and make it bigger than what it is. And for Jasmine Crockett, she's a dumbass for how she went about going with this because she felt so strong in it, she felt so confident in it. But the problem is you're a part of a side that will not like that. You're a part of a side that will in one moment talk about living in the revolution, and then once you breathe incorrectly around them, they'll start whining about how they're being infringed upon and their rights are being taken away. They will talk very candidly about how we should be better as a society, but then they will for some reason dig into their ass and smear their shit particles on people's cars, or they will get into their scooters because they cannot walk and drive into people's cars, or they will burn down car lots full of cars that they don't support because obviously this is a smart thing to do. And so you do not set like this great example that you are the party of welcoming, the party of niceness, and the party of inclusion when you have people in prominent positions saying shit that proves to be the opposite. And while she could be comfortable in responding in a different way and saying that she regrets how she frames it, no, she meant it. And if no one would have checked her, it would have stayed exactly where it was with all of the confidence in the world. And that is perfectly fine to have that said confidence. I do agree with what she said in her second tweet, which is have that same energy when your opposition or your own supporters do it, which is true. Because if you mad at her for that, boy, has shit been said by conservatives or Republicans that is in the same ballpark as being an insult to anybody. No matter your political side, multiple things can be true at once. You can have political parties throwing shots at each other, talking about appearances, talking about how they look, talking about what they did to get in these positions, and they could all be insults. And people could feign ignorance like they've never seen anything happen like this before all they want. But that's the beauty of the internet, where I could just go and pull it from any period of time and then broadcast it in front of your faces, and you could say, oh, well, yeah, people were doing that at that time. Oh, yeah, people were doing that at that time. and then we could all recognize that everyone does it. So either everybody needs to shut the fuck up, or we should just let it rip from to and fro. That way everybody could just get what they want off their chest. You have people who are dedicated into policing others, but they don't want to get checked to the point where they have to begrudgingly say, oh, fine, I'm sorry, but make sure that you check these people over there. Make sure that they are following that same protocol, which is also true. And finally, just because it needs to be stated, if you're going to try your damnedest for like these next 4 years to document and prove why people should vote for your side, you need to have better strategies, because copying your opposition isn't really working. Trying to get a Joe Rogan on your side isn't really working. Trying to be someone who's bombastic isn't really working, because they already got the ammunition ready to use against y'all. They have the opposition ready to say, see, look at these crazy leftists and liberals, and it'll work for them. It won't work for you. Find a better strategy, because you trying to copy them, so far, we're only a few months in, it ain't fucking working. So figure something else out and stop trying to tone police people if you can't handle it when the police come and direct the guns towards you. And for everybody else, subscribe to the channel, and I will be insulting anyone in the comment section down below. No, I won't. I actually hope you all have a pretty good day, because, it's Saturday. Everyone's, relaxing, living. Hopefully you go for a walk or go to the park or grocery shop, unless you're going to do it tomorrow on Sunday, because that's when I go grocery shopping. I like to go grocery shopping on Sundays. But that's all I got. Subscribe to the channel. I will see you all in the next one. Mwah. Goodbye.